that, just me talking about that, I have a hair going up on my arm. Because it makes me just like, what if I could be that guy that people call me this or that? And now, I'm speaking that common fear, pressure. Changes everything, pressure. Some people is crazy. People of the soul. You summon your power at will. You deliver on a deadline.
David Goggins, hero me. Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrifice.
Every single thing, every ounce of my life is craft, that's affecting my craft, and I continue to do so. In the process, I have lost my mind, but in a good way. To regular society, the people who wake up at 9 a.m., who clock out at 5 p.m., they will look at me and say, I've lost my mind. With me, I have found it almost.
I got a good question for you.
Why not you? You've got the brain, you can make decisions, you can study a plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can build a financial wall around your family, nothing can get through.
That point of view, that literally the world becomes your library to help you become better at your craft.
The world becomes your library to help you do your craft, better your craft. Yes, indeed. So because you know what you want, the world gives you exactly the information 100%, because you know what you're looking for.
You know, they went to work. I go on that 365. They got a heart. It's a circle. It's a circle that keeps going around and around and around. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Love is stepping up to stay motivated 365. Art, do a circle, stay hard.
Yeah, there comes a day, man. Everyone has this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre, is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you, and you're growing up with them, their childhood boys, whatever else. They didn't have what you had. Yet now they're going to become something that you haven't. There comes that day, it's either when you're young, you know, and it starts you on the baseball field, but you're sitting right now, or it's when you get fired from your fifth job, you know, and your wife and kids when you don't have support, you know. There comes a day where push comes to shove. Or being mediocre, being like average, just ignoring it so much. You can't do it one more day and get okay. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out. But you've never wanted to unwrap it because it's too much in pain and commitment. You were scared you're going to fail. You were scared you started and you never finish it. You didn't want to tell anybody. You knew it was there, but you never wanted to remark on it. Until something hits, you get fired, or somebody else gets success, reminds you what it could have been. And then a spark is born. And no matter what happens, I'm never going to be in this boat again. And you get up and you go, even if it's not changed, keep going, you're a wild man. And life has never been so sweet. That can happen at an early age, it can happen at a later age. It's going to be extra work. And I got to show up what other guys aren't. And I've got to learn, I've got to continue to be open to learn.
The message I'm trying to deliver to people is, play with it. Don't play for a boy long. Because the things he fears, the things that's going to happen to you. Are you on something worth points, maybe?
Get serious. You really got to get serious. You don't know. Because I think right now, if I was to quit rapping and I say I want to go to the NBA, I would be in the NBA.
No.
Yes.
No, you would.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Why would you think you can make it to the NBA?
Because I think I can do anything.
Let me use the words of Muhammad Ali. Impossible. Just a big word thrown around by small men. Find it easier to live in a world that they can be given and to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare.
Two forms of pain. Pain that breaks you and a pain that changes you. That's the beginning of the change. That's the beginning of progress. The pain that destroys you isn't this. It's later in life, no, it could have been more. And all that's left is you and the fear and fears of a possibility left. That you're allowed to die. Own your life, guys. You had every opportunity. There's no excuse not to be the hardest worker in the room. And all you're there, schoolwork, the gym, your career, your relationship, your needs attached to it. It's gotta mean more than anything.
Yeah, I go to sleep, I wake up, I work, go to sleep, wake up, work, that's some busy.
I don't.
If I'm living that way over time, I'll have something. That will find possible. It seems like a pretty simple one, but if you live the life, just get better every single day. You got 20 years, you have. My personal goal is to squeeze every possible potential out of whatever I have. And I think that if you feel like you have potential, that's over, then it will keep you alive and continue. Almost every successful person that I have ever encountered has gone through not a month or a year, but many years of doing work without reward, where they have to do things that other people find boring, and they have to sacrifice things that everyone finds interesting, that most people want to do during an entire season of their life. They basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do stuff that they would not prefer to do, because of the one thing they want to do.
Why? We all ask why work really hard. Why take that many classes? Why go to school that many? Why take the notes? Why read the books? Why work that hard? Why put yourself through the push-ups and the discipline? Why? Good question. Why? Best answer to why? Why not see what you can make? Why not see how far you can go, how much you can see, how much you can earn, how much you can share? Why not? That's the therapy all of us. The therapy especially is to see what we can make out of our lives now that we've been given this extraordinary.
Just be the best version of yourself in anything that you do. You don't have to live anybody else's story. Sometimes people make it seem like you have to have certain prerequisites or a crazy life story in order to be successful in this world. But the truth is, you really don't. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have or don't have, what you lack, what you have too much of. But all you can have is faith in God, an undying passion for what you do, for what you choose to do in this life, and a relentless drive and the will to do whatever it takes to be successful in whatever you put your mind to. Make sure you live in the moment and work it every single day.
Everybody's asleep, man, or getting home after a long night. Going out to parties Friday night. It's almost 3 in the morning right now. The thing is, man, it's always going to be a party. There's always going to be a time to celebrate and a time to join friends or a day. The bar's always open. Always open. No matter how old you are, they're always open, What's not always open is the opportunity to check the box in life. Achieve your dreams. That's not always open.
Live your life like it's a documentary crew following you around and you are analyzing your own dreams. Do what you would want to do so that your kids one day look back at it and see that documentary and look on your spot. Wow, my dad was a dad. He really did what he had to do. I found a success story, but even more than a success story, I like to see his life up and then get it back together in his story. And the thing is, if you were to book that out about your life, and you gave it to someone, would it change their life? If not, yeah, it would.
If you go visit the darkness that you've been running from, you'll have the opportunity to be a better person. You'll have a better understanding of yourself. You'll have a better understanding of your purpose. But if you don't take that trip, and the darkness comes and visits you, it's a guest that remembers.
Bad days create the story that one day can tell myself about what I got through. You know what I mean? Without the bad days, the story would be way more like there would be no glory in overcoming anything you're looking for.
It happens like this. You work.
nothing happens. You work, you watch the people fall off, nothing happens. It's hard, difficult, and lonely, you work, still nothing happens. And then, people that persist, that last the test of time, that overcome the adversity, that continue to do the personal development work, and continue to put pressure, and march forward under any and all circumstances, it happens like this. It's hockey stick growth. You just take off.
I'm not smart. I'm not talented. Some people are. Some people start at one. Some people want to start off. If you lack talent, you can't sit back and say, I started after hours. I can't do that. I gotta start now. And after I get back from starting, I gotta start again. And when I get done with that run or that study session, if it wasn't good enough, I go back again. So you can honestly outwork anything.
I never looked at things as problems. I looked at them as opportunities. Maybe that's something I can say. You know, some of the hours did this, and I don't know, well, what an opportunity you had.
Once you face it, you go, oh my God, all this time running from it, I'm so small. I just faced it, my God. Not only did I face that needed back, energy in the loss, that negative energy in here is destroyed. It comes back, it's confidence. What else am I capable of? Where else am I holding my back from? I'm capable of more. Where am I running from? I don't need to. What else can I overcome? You face your fears. You become the person you want to be. You run from your fears. You're not ready. You're alive. You're not demanding freedom. Days running you. The only servant, not the master, guys.
There's no perfect way to live your 20s. You either live a month, become an underskilled 30-year-old, or you work a month, become an underlived 30-year-old. You just have to figure out which you'd rather be, accept the trade-offs, and know there are no do-overs.
Those times when you get up early and you work hard, those times when you stay up late and you work hard, those times when you don't feel like working, you're too tired, you don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream. That's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey.
Like all this pain right now, all worthwhile. The thing about pain is, like, you feel it right now, it's temporary, man. But later in life, you don't remember the pain. You just remember, like, the glory and the good times. I was going through West Point, you know, or Ranger School. Man, there was some really dark hours, dark days, and dark years in my life, man. But looking back on it, I mean, I just remember the good people, the good times. I don't remember all the, you know,